The Dariu Foundation is a Swiss NGO which has been working in Vietnam since 2002. The main activities include microfinance, school building, scholarships for poor children, and conveying water and hygiene projects in the Mekong Delta.
Just to do something reasonable in this world, something sustainable, and well, I'm a creative guy and I like to develop concepts, and I developed the concept slightly special because it's, let me say, matching microfinance and education.
Sponsorship of poor farmers by microfinance is the main pillar of the Dariu Foundation. Winti Loan breeds ducks on her land property in the Dong Nai province, around 150 kilometers northeast of Ho Chi Minh City. In 2004, she received her first loan of $30 for 1 year. She invested this credit in duck breeding and enlarged the duck ponds. As she repaid the loan and interest on a weekly basis on time, she received further loans, which she again invested in her small business. She was able to buy further land property. She started to grow vegetables on this property and also enlarged her house. She enhanced her credit year by year. Currently, she is receiving a loan of $1,600. Each week, she pays back $30. As a poor farmer, it was easier to receive a loan from a microfinance institution than at a bank, where I would have had to deposit securities, and where it is much more complicated to receive money. Apart from that, it is much better to pay back your loan and interest each week. That is easier than having to pay back a large amount once a year. Winti Loan started as a poor farmer with a microfinance project, and then she became a successful business owner. She now sells ducks, eggs and fish to merchants. Last year she was awarded with the prize Micro Entrepreneur of the Year in Vietnam. The founder of the Dariu Foundation is convinced that with microfinance, poverty can be reduced.
I mean, that's a proven track record. That's one of the most efficient tools you can overcome poverty.
Winti Lan is loan officer for the Dariu Foundation. She attends to her clients in her region and takes part at the weekly group meetings of the credit users. During these meetings, the farmers make weekly repayments for which the accounts are kept. The clients therefore do not have to drive to a faraway located bank, for which they would lose precious working hours. A microcredit will only be granted to people who send their children to school, as this is an important part of the concept. The Dariu Foundation has built 10 school buildings with 32 classrooms in the past years. A school building costs around $50,000. Many of them are sponsored, like the school in the Mekong Delta in Tra On district. Doris Schröder, the wife of former German Federal Chancellor Gerhard Schröder, financed it. Dariu Foundation has built schools and kindergartens mainly in the regions where a lot of poverty exists. For example, in the Vinh Long province, 150 kilometers west of Ho Chi Minh City. Here the most recent kindergarten was built with the help of the Dariu Foundation. There are 3 classrooms and there is space for 200 children at the ages of 2 to 5 years.
We support to build small schools with normally with 3 classrooms. The idea is in order to create access for the parents to send the kids to schools so that they will have a better education qualities, better nutrition when they are at schools. And we also support the parents so that they can send the kids to school and they have more time for employment.
With scholarships, the Dariu Foundation supports poor families during a maximum of 3 years. By then, the parents are able to finance the schooling on their own, as they receive more income over their microcredits. Schooling is very expensive for poor families and acquires high costs.
There are many families, especially the poorest and most vulnerable families in Vietnam, that find it very difficult to meet these additional costs for the education of their children. And as a result, there are many vulnerable, poor children, however bright and however capable they may be, who have to drop out of school or who do not have access to education for reasons of family financing.
In the meantime, the credit users are convinced that it is in their best interest to send their children to school. Monthly distribution of rice helpings. With the scholarship program, the school children and their families receive 10 kilograms of rice every month of the school year. Additionally, they receive a school uniform, school books, notebooks and writing utensils. For students who live far away from school, a bicycle is provided. The Dariu Foundation hands out more than 1,000 scholarships every year to their microfinance clients. In the Mekong Delta, the Dariu Foundation developed another project. Here, so-called public fish pond facilities are common. These are very unhygienic as they are used by over 100 people who feed the fish with a natural call.
The Dariu Foundation provides a loan for the poor people to build the toilets to improve the hygiene and sanitation condition. Also, the project will have to improve the community general health and economic situation.
The Dariu Foundation also provides microcredits for its clients to build toilets in the houses. Thus, the water quality in the region can be improved. Like, for instance, the pig breeder Winty Ha. She received a credit of $270 for building a toilet. The sewage water was then filtered before it reached the pond. She pays back a monthly rate of $15. To this date, more than 400 households have taken part in the water project to have toilets built into their homes. The Dariu Foundation wants to apply creative ideas in the future to help the poor out of their misery.
Of course, we want to guarantee quality, not so much quantity. We run our operations like a private company, not like an NGO. We want to be always creative, invent every year new products we test on the markets. So we simply want to grow and grow and grow.
The Dariu Foundation, a social investment that pays.